Let's drop that out better. Here we go. Everton versus Doncaster. The score was Everton 3, Doncaster 0. We will give an instant match reaction on it now. Get involved. Get over. Get involved. We want to hear what you've got to say after the game. We'll say what we're going to say, but we want to hear what Everton fans think after the game. So get involved. The link's there on X. Just click the link. Come over to YouTube. You'll have Everton fans in the comments. You can have a little bit of interaction with us, and then see you later. We finish saying what we think. So get involved. Numbers are going up. Caswell, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Good. Happy after that. I'm looking forward to getting Goodison on Saturday now.
Yeah, well, we needed the win, as we said. We said we needed a bit of a fresh start, and we'll go through the game, and we'll talk about the goals. I've got the goal scorers at the bottom there. Did the first goal go to Irabunum, or did it go to McNeil?
I think it's still actually chalked up as Irabunum. Yeah, it's not confirmed whether it's McNeil or not, and I think Irabunum deserved it after the performance he put in.
Yeah, I think Irabunum deserved it.
Not that McNeil was poor. I just think he deserved it more.
I did see that it went down to McNeil. So I've put it down as McNeil, but it could be Irabunum. So yep. I'm not completely sure. McNeil straight away after the goal I got a nick on it as he's celebrating with him. I got a touch on it. They didn't show you in slow-mo whose it was. Some websites are saying McNeil, some are saying Irabunum. So I'm not sure whose the goal was. I just want to give Rob a shout out, who was on the channel on the pre-match talk. Bobby and Rob, Junior Bobby, said 3-0. Eliana said 2-0. So they got it right. They said 3-0. So they got the score prediction right. Well done. What did you say on your score prediction, Cashwell?
I said 3-0 at half time, and then it'll be 4-0 at full time.
Yeah, well,
I got us scoring 3 goals in one half anyway, just the wrong half.
I was 5-0, of course I was, and I got it wrong. But you know what? If you get that early goal, I think it would have been 5-0.
Yeah.
I think we watched these players go through the motions, and you could see it was a team that had potential but hadn't scored and hasn't got the confidence to score at the start of the game. You could see them go through the motions and how do we get a goal? Or sometimes before the match, the players they sit in the changing room and they just think about, we've got to break the lock of Everton scoring because they haven't scored in 2 games. And then all the players want to do it, but they don't do it. So it's like, who can score that first goal? And it didn't happen straight away, did it, Caswell?
No, and I think it was reminiscent of last year when we went on that run against Burnley, Newcastle, Chelsea, and who else was it, where we won one game 3-0, and the first one I think was a cagey affair, and then once goes in, it's like, hold on, we're actually footballers, we can actually do this. And I think the biggest thing with Everton is confidence. As soon as you saw that first goal went in, people were happy, people were wanting to get on the ball and run, and I think it was just nice seeing people's smiles on the faces and the fans.
Yeah, we needed that. Emma's saying there. Get your comments in, people. Let us know what you think. Emma's saying, I'm definitely looking forward to Saturday more now. Some Everton fans were saying, oh, we're going to lose. And then you get some Everton fans whilst I'm watching the game that are saying, like, this is rubbish. So it was never going to be a game where, I know I said 5-0, but I didn't think it was going to be a game where we did everything perfect. I don't expect us to lose 3-0, 4-0, and then go into a game and everything just clicked. I actually did expect this Everton team to have to go through the motions. And I keep saying that because it's generally, they have to click different players on, and they're not just going to smash Doncaster. Plus, you do drop to a team's level, I always think, in the cup. Like, you play to their level. It's very hard to just stay to your level. I do think you dip to their level.
They also had nothing to lose, did they? And they've won, is it 4 out of the 5 opening games in their league? So their confidence is high, and they're coming to Goodison low on confidence with nothing to lose. So
Yeah, when I heard the commentator say that, he was like, they've won this, that, and the other. And I was thinking, you know what? These might bring it to us here. They might bring it to us. And they did. They did have a few chances at the start. They got into some good attacking position. Pickford had to make a couple of crucial saves. Probably good to put Jordan Pickford in goal. We spoke about it and we were saying, do we put Pickford in goals or do we give another goalkeeper a chance for this cup game? But I think Pickford needed the confidence in that game after the errors that he made the last game, and it would have built his confidence. So I think that was a good move to put Pickford in goals this one.
Yep. I think it also set a benchmark down that by having someone like Pickford in there was also, this is a team that could play on Saturday. So the new players that came in probably looked at, say, Pickford being there, Coleman, who may and most likely be the right back starter, and Mikalenko in there, who starts regularly. Timuric Boonham's going to be our first choice centre midfield. For the new players, they've probably seen that and thought, oh, we're taking this seriously, and Sean Dyche actually wants to see how we can play rather than fielding a load of youngsters with some fringe players. So, yeah, I was happy with the selection, happy with how we started, had a lot of the possession, and had wingers that were running in behind and not afraid to try and create something.
We are going to go through this quick and we've got to try and break it down. And it's hard to break it down. But what we'll do is we'll talk about a few players, probably the main players to talk about. And we'll talk about the goals. So let's hit the goals first of all. So the first goal, let's talk about the first goal. It was a cracking run from Irabunam. Like this guy, I just want to say it, and I'm not getting overexcited here. This Irabunam that we've got for 9 million is an incredible signing. I am not even joking. If we had signed him for 40 million, I think he's living up to 40 million. That's how good he is. He's got something extra. Normally, an Everton player in midfield receives the ball and they don't know what to do. Irabunam, he receives it under pressure and he'll turn on a player and he'll go and he'll run up the pitch and he's 2 steps ahead. And I am so excited by him because it's not even that he can turn players on the ball or that he's good at passing under pressure. He also loves to tackle, loves to get back, always running about. What a player Irabunam is, Caswell. Like, honestly,
reminds me very
I'm
much of,
falling in love.
He reminds me very much of Gay, a younger 2.0 Ghana Gay, especially at his first.
Stronger.
But stronger and can pass better as well. I think he's just a bit quicker with his passing and getting up the field more. Not that Gay's poor, it's just we've got someone as exciting as when Gay first came, when we loved him. Especially when you think we sold Dobbin to Aston Villa for the same amount of money. So we've basically gone like for like player with the money, but Dobbin was a fringe player who was never going to play to someone who's probably going to lead the midfield now for the next season. So in terms of business sense, it's an absolute steal. We've got him for nothing really. If you think we've sold Dobbin for the same amount.
No, it's cracking, and we see like these young centre mids come on the scene, like the Man United one and Warrington, and we've seen them play for England. And I was thinking to myself, I wish we could have a young centre midfielder like that. And I didn't know much about this Irabunam, but we've signed him, and I'm thinking, you know what, you've got big potential. Like he was in the England under 21s. The Aston Villa fans said when we signed him that he's got loads of potential, but they haven't seen it. Irabunam plays. If you didn't know his age, I think you'd think he's an experienced player that's about 26, 27 years old, wouldn't you? Because and that's the difference. He's generally the confidence that he's got is like he's been around the block for a very long time, and it doesn't feel like he's a young kid in the centre of midfield. So Irabunam Catwell, we love him. We love him. Love him.
Definitely.
And he is the man
for the
on the first
£9
goal.
million price tag, if he stays fit, could probably be the buy of the season.
Yeah, I do. I honestly do think he's going to rise to some of these young, talented centre midfielders. Where the way he is, some big teams are going to be after him in the future. I don't want to get rid of him, but I'm just saying he is that talented
Oh yeah,
that
he's
he's
definitely
got
got
everything.
great potential. He's definitely surprised me because when we bought him, I thought Aston Villa reserve, not even getting into the first team squad that much. I actually thought we bought like for like when we sold Dobbin. I thought we've not really done anything there by balance of books because of the 5 days that we had in between. But wow, if you think
Why?
if you think they're supposed to be the same priced players, they're not. I think we've gone up a level with that. And it's not that I didn't like Dobbin; he's just wasn't first team ready. Whereas Boonham's like critical first team.
Yeah, well, I've got him. It's mad because when we signed Bunham, you think, can he get in over Garner Gay and James Garner?
Yeah.
I'd say he's as good as them. I really would, and I'm not
Well,
getting
it's him and
overexcited. By the
another,
way,
isn't it?
the thing is, Caswell. It's consistency. I can't think of Bunham having a bad game. Every single game he's on it,
Mm.
and we see the problem with Onana. We all knew Amadou Onana had talent, and he's a really talented player. But sometimes he goes games and drop off. Bunham is a proper Everton player. He's always in your face. He's always putting tackles. He never shies away, and he's a proper 110% centre midfielder all around everywhere. And I love him.
Skillful
I do.
as well.
Yeah, skillful, yeah, as well. Good with his feet. Proper footballer, Bunham. And I know we've given a lot of conversation on him, but Bunham, mate, you
Yeah.
are a boomer, I tell you.
He's been my surprise package. I think if we get Branthwaite back at a Boonham there, the only place we really need to solidify then is up front. But I think if Ndai and even Lindstrom, I thought, about a couple of touches in the first half when he was trying to do too much. Second half, he was much more calmer on the ball. And I think if we can, it seemed like we're starting to strengthen. And I don't know. I know it's Doncaster, but it was Doncaster last year, and Doncaster last year gave us a little platform to go on a little run, if you remember. And we
Yeah,
got
I do, yeah.
excited after that game, after we lost 4 and drew 1. So we've got to
It
start
doesn't
somewhere.
matter.
Why can't it be tonight? We've got players going off
Exactly.
with a smile on the face. People scoring the first goal and Irabuna. Everyone's a bit happier tonight.
Exactly. It doesn't matter who you play. We just needed goals in Goodison Park. And
Yep.
let's move on to the second goal now. We just spoke about the first. The second goal, Garner Gay, you just mentioned him. Come on. They brought the substitutes on, and we could have scored more goals before we scored the second. We wasn't putting the ball away. Garner Gay come on, made a few substitutions. Ashley Young, and we brought a few players off. And Garner Gay come on, and he was linking up with Irabunum, like one touches, passes, back heel flicks around in the centre of midfield. And I'm thinking, you know what? Garner Gay and Irabunum have got a good little bit of skill here, and I could see the goal coming, and it didn't surprise me that it was. It didn't surprise me that Njai scored as well because he has got a bit of skill, Antti. He has got a bit of skill, Njai.
Oh yeah, he's got. When we bought him from Marseille, he hadn't really done it there as much. I thought, is he going to be a hot and cold player? But sometimes in a team, you have to sacrifice someone's defensive work. Chelsea did it with Hazard. I'm not saying he's on his level whatsoever, but maybe we just need to let someone have that attacking freedom because I think him and McNeil swap positions quite a few times between that 10 and wing role, and especially in the second half when they did it a lot more, they couldn't pick him up as much. And when I thought he was a lot he was very strong when he was roaming a bit and dying, had a bit of room, and he seemed to drive us forward very, very well.
Well, the thing is, McNeil started on the left, and then Dyche, I think at half, Dyche made the tactical change of putting Njai on the left and bringing McNeil more central. I probably because Njai hasn't got the legs that McNeil has got. The thing is with McNeil, he's not fast, but he does keep going. Do you know what I mean? He's got that thing where he's not fast, but he does. If you put him in the middle and say just keep running, get on the ball and run your socks off, you do see a lot of energy from McNeil when he moves into the middle.
And he can pick a pass as well.
Exactly, and he doesn't lose the ball much. To be fair, he doesn't lose the ball at all when he's in the middle. He doesn't use both feet. I know he only uses his left foot, but the fact in the middle that he doesn't lose the ball, he shows for the ball, and he does run around the pitch and move. Because when we've played games, we've said, "Oh, no one's moving around in the middle." So, and Jai probably didn't give us the McNeil energy. So we moved Njai over the left because he's got the skill down the left, and we moved McNeil in the middle. And it wasn't a bad combination, to be fair. Rob asked for it on the pre-match, and I think it was a good little move. McNeil could have scored a couple of times, and he looked dangerous, didn't he?
Yeah, a lot better. Probably best game of the season, especially when we were 1-0 up and there was a bit of space opening up. I think we started seeing a lot more skill from him. Strangely enough, actually dictating the attacking third and bringing people into play, little passes. And it's like you say, for every player in the team, doesn't matter where a winning run starts. We criticise them if they lost the game, so let's praise them when they've won it. And I don't care who it's against. Doncaster, let's start the run now.
Well, we've made these games. We made these games a lot harder than what we have today. I mean, we were a team that played the first two games and couldn't even pass the ball forward. Luckily, we went into this game, and although we didn't score and we wasn't as clinical as I liked the first half, we was always looking forward, always trying to move the ball forward and really trying to get the ball into good positions to get better win. So the second goal, and Jai, really good feet. We ain't got a player that is that composed, have we, in the final third? That was some composure the way he went round.
Got no one that quick dribbling. Unbelievable.
What I do like about Njai is, do you know, he's one of those players, like, because he's skillful, it slows down. It feels like you're watching him on a slow-mo, because his feet was that good when he went past the player on the goal that he opened the goal up, and you could see him look exactly where he wanted to put it. And any other player would do that, and it'd be a rush shot, and they wouldn't know where they're kicking it, and everything would just be rushed. But it was like one of those Berbatov moments where Njai just goes round, the player can't take him out, he calms down, he looks up, and he just makes the finish a lot easier, Njai, just by him having that skill and composure. And I liked it. I liked it because we haven't got that. He's like a Pienaar, to be fair. When he goes low sense of gravity, and he's hard to tackle. It wasn't before Njai scored this goal. He did a cracking move down the right hand side where he skinned the player a couple of times, didn't he? Their left hand side player, and he put the ball on a plate a couple of times where we could have scored. So big shout out to Njai. He got the second goal, and he was good, wasn't he, Caswell?
Oh yeah, very exciting. Really, really, really hope he starts Saturday. Really hope he starts. Yeah. I think he's got a good shout. Be on there. Yeah.
So that is the second. Keep your comments coming in. Here we go. Mick, we love you. Evening, lads. Said it as confidence as once the first. Yeah, me and Mick did say that. A lot of people was moaning at us saying it was shit, and we were saying, once we get the goal, then we'll get another, and that's what we kind of did. We're on to the third goal, and then we'll talk about a couple of players and finish the show. The third goal, for me, no one deserved a goal more than this man who got the third goal. And I can't, like, there is frustrating things about him, but he gives 110%, and he gets himself, better. What do you think? Tell me, Caswell, because I'm a bit like...
I messaged the group through the game dinner. I said, we're not scoring at the moment anyway. The thing with Beto is he will challenge and chase and run after every lost cause. And sometimes to change your fortunes, you just need someone to be a battering ram. And he did some nice turns. He held the ball up brilliantly, and he even brought players into play. Yeah, his touch isn't brilliant, and he should have got the first header, but he did score a goal. I think the thing is, we're not scoring anyway, and he just brings something different. He's quick, he is powerful, I can't see what we're going to lose by bringing him on. We're not really doing anything different with him on the bench, personally. And
No,
I've always,
I agree.
I've
I
always been
agree with you.
yeah. Go.
With Beto, the thing is, sometimes he did runs where he just ran into the wrong thing, and you think, what are you doing? You
Oh
should be
yeah,
going left as players or just pass it.
he didn't
And you
have a
do think
perfect game. He
no,
didn't have a
you do.
perfect game, but I did like what he was trying to do. Made some poor decisions, but that's for the coaches to sort that bit out. If we can get that bit right, you can't. You don't have to crack the whip with him. The attitude's there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like the problem is with Beto, you'll see him. He'll just barge past someone, and he goes past him, and he gets on the go, and you think, oh, that was fantastic. And then he'll try it again sometimes when he shouldn't because it's not on this time. But because he did it and it was successful last time, he tries it again he just needs to get his head and his decision making a bit better. But I'm telling you, Beto has got a lot of game that massively benefits us. Centre backs will hate playing against him.
Yeah.
He smashes into centre backs. That he really does put himself about. So when we play those long balls up top, I'm telling you, the centre backs will not like being against Beto because he really does put himself about a lot more than Calvert-Lewin. He had a chance with a header where he didn't head it right, and you think, oh, but then he does score the goal after. So I think he needs games. I do think Beto needs games, and I think once Beto gets games and he starts to realise, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. I should do that. And I honestly do think we are going to have to watch Beto go through the motions of just getting games, and then I do think he'll score quite a few goals because he has got a lot of game in the locker, but he has got a lot of improvement to be made. Do you agree, Russell?
Yeah, totally agree. Totally
But I'm
agree.
so glad he got the goal. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he
I
got a
think he
goal in
deserved it.
the under 21s, and now he's got a goal in this game. He can't do much more than that. He holded the ball up. He brought players into play. So I do like Beto. I do. Let us know in the comments what you think of Beto. Get in the comments on. We're right back winger, 15 goals, a striker short of a comfortable 50-point season. See, the confidence comes up, doesn't it, Caswell, when you win? Confidence does come up.
And we've all played sports, and to be honest, I felt that we had a bit more energy tonight with new players, fresh legs who were wanting to prove themselves. I think I mentioned it in the comments about it's nice to see wingers running in behind, just stretching the team.
Look at this one. Damage, I tell you something, you should be a little bit happier, but I get that a lot of people are still fuming because they want better. But I think you've got to understand where we're at. That's the thing. That's one thing I will say is understand where we're at. I know we want to see us play these and probably smash them 7-8-0, but we're a team that's lacking loads of confidence, and a lot of these players haven't played. And McNeil botted a challenge. He probably did, but I don't want him to get injured. Beto is wank. Damage says, I don't think he is. I think he's got a lot of improvement to be made. Harrison, Damage, what's up with you, mate? Harrison Lindstrom.
He was limping at the end, wasn't he, Lindstrom? Annoyingly.
But Damage isn't that Damage because he did say Dixon and Jai and Tim and Jimmy was good. So he has. So we talked about all three goals. Let's just highlight a few players now, and we'll finish the show. It says there's 524 that have clicked on the screen from X and other stuff. If you can come over, let us come off and get loads of likes and subscribes. Come on, let's do this. Right, so let's start with O'Brien. Let's start from the back. O'Brien, what did you think?
Good. Didn't really have loads to do. Worked hard to get that header across for Jimmy Garner late in the first half. But yeah, everything that he needed to do, he did fine. I didn't put a foot wrong, didn't put a pass wrong, tackle what he needed to, and headed what he needed to. There wasn't really much for the defence to do, so it's quite hard to judge him on it, but he did nothing wrong. So, no complaint.
I think he looked better than. I know
he's very good
I
at
would
passing
say
the
this,
ball.
Yeah, he's composed. He looked better than Keane for me, I thought, personally. Keane made a mistake at the start where he gave the free kick that was dangerous position. I don't think Keane had a major bad game, so I'm not going to give him any stick because I can't give him any stick that game. But I just think, for me, when I watched O'Brien and Keane today, I thought O'Brien looked more composed, looked better in the air.
Yeah.
I'd be playing O'Brien. I would.
I think Keane's got more of a mistake in him than O'Brien.
Yeah, I do believe that as well. So I think O'Brien needs to start with Tarkowski. Am I convinced that will happen? I don't know. Coleman coming back was nice to see. So that's another one that will. Coleman, happy with that.
Yep.
Arobenham, we kind of spoke about him. He is the absolute dog's bollocks, the governor.
Yeah.
The absolute. Oh,
it's him and A.
Can't wait to see.
Isn't it?
He's like Iniesta, Patrick Vieira, all in one. He has got it all. He has got everything. He's got the thing is though, like Irabunum, I tell you, it's weird how much stuff he's got because some players have got bits, but they haven't got this. But Irabunum, he's strong. He's skillful. You don't normally get skillful and technical. Do you know what I mean? He's like skillful and calm and tackling as well. Like you don't normally the players that are really skillful in the centre midfield are shit at tackling and they get yellows all the time. But he's got just an all-rounded player. So that's right. On to the next player, James Garner. What a breath of fresh air! Yeah, what a breath of fresh air it was to get him back because I like the pairing as well. Yeah.
And I think with the confidence of having Irabunum behind him, first 20, 30 minutes, Garner got forward a lot and started getting the team going forward as well.
The Green Goblin, we will keep your comments coming in. James Garner would have said he was fantastic. We're kind of quickly going through the players before we go and party about beating Doncaster. The Green Goblin says, I like Beto and he wants to be here. Nick Carr, love you, guy. Here we go. You know my thoughts on Beto, mate. Although I'd love for him to be banging them in for us. And I do think, I know he's not the finished article, but I do think he is getting better. And I think we've got to coach him. Skillerman and Jai. Right, so on to the next players that we're going to talk about. So we've done James Garner, we've done we'll do Njai. What did you think of Njai? We kind of touched on him, didn't we? Because he scored.
Brilliant. Amazing. Didn't put a foot wrong. Loved him.
I think Njai, he kind of grew into the game. I like what I've seen of him the first half, but I thought you've got to get into the game more. Do you know what I mean? And then when he got into the game, I think he's a player that if you can get him running at their defenders, you can't tackle him. You can't tackle him. Yeah, something is going to happen. So I was impressed with him. I really was. And the fact that he can play the 10 and play on the left. I think Dyche is looking to play him on the left, and that's why he moved on to the left second half.
Yep.
I think that could be a combination. Right, I don't like to do this. I don't like to do it. Lindstrom.
Thought he played well. First half running in behind.
I thought he's a bit... I thought he was a bit like... He was the one that was a bit like...
First half, his final pass in the final third let him down. Second half, he was much better. Second half, he looked more dangerous. But what I did like was, as soon as we got the ball, he didn't go just out to the wing and stand still and wait for the ball. He was running all the time. And it just puts their defence on the back foot. And that's what we want. We want, as much as we work with energy, we haven't done clever runs, whereas Lindstrom did better runs. Second half, his dribbling and his passing, when he wasn't trying too hard to create something out of nothing every single time he touched the ball and impress, I thought he had a better second half till he came off.
One thing one thing I will say, I mean, I love that Nick's getting involved here and putting his marks in as we go through the players. Anyone else, if you want to, we're talking about through the players now. If you want to put your marks on what you think, me and Castle are just going through the performances. I think I'll put my hands up to Sean Dyche here. I think Lindstrom's fitness isn't there yet. And I've been saying he should be playing. I've been saying Lindstrom. Now, watching that game, I can understand a little bit why Dyche has been leaving Lindstrom out, because I can see that he's got a wicked delivery, like you've just said, with the assist. I can see he's got a wicked shot. He's got the football ability, but he hasn't got the legs at the minute.
Nope.
He does look like he needs to get sharper. Like even watching him run back, he looks like he's struggling to run back, and watching him run past players. I think
he's
when
got
he's
something
fitter,
about him though. He's got something about him that the other players that we've had, Baden and Jai, the other wingers that we have, Bad and Jai, he's got something more about him. I think if we get him fit and have Njai and Lindstrom as our wingers, yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And like I say, I'm just saying, Lindstrom, I can see why he wasn't chucked in. I actually do believe that he does need to get fitter, but you're not going to get match fit if you don't play games. That's the problem.
Correct.
And
I think today was
I
a good
think
run out.
that game would have helped him. It would have helped him that game, wouldn't it? Because he knows what he's got to get up to now. He knows he's got to
I'd
get
like
up to
to
speed.
see him come off the subs bench at the weekend. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Young Trash has just said the same. He's just said he needs a sub appearance, and I do feel that it's putting on good competition now for the players because now McNeil being able to play in the 10 and Njai playing on the left puts competition on the left now because McNeil will move to the 10. So Njai is competing for the left wing position. McNeil's given Decore competition for the number 10. And then you've got Lindstrom, who's given Harrison competition. I think when Harrison come on, he looked more lively, and it's probably kick up the arse that he needs. Do you know what I mean? It is that kick up the arse that he needs. So there is some good competition.
Although, yeah, like you say, even though Lindstrom did look a bit leggy at times and not as sharp, some of the things that he did do, like say the running in behind, when he did have it more so in the second half, his passing in the final third looked a bit more dangerous. It's like you say, some players have probably seen these performances and thought, I'm gonna have to step it up a bit here.
Yeah, I think that you automatically do as a player. I think when McNeil and Harrison are continuously getting the first dibs, no matter what, even when they know the performances haven't been up to scratch, they probably think to themselves, like, I'm going to play no matter what. And today, their positions was up for grabs. The different player on the left wing, different player on the right wing, and McNeil knows that he's under pressure. And Harrison, when he comes on, knows he's under pressure. So I do like it now, a bit of competition from that game. Striker, let's finish with the striker. That's it. We kind of touched on him, didn't we, Beto? What did you think on Beto?
Great game. Pain in the backside for defenders all game. Won nearly every duel, held the ball up, got plays into box, should have scored with a header, but scored a goal, getting in the right positions. If you keep getting in the right positions and not afraid to miss, then they will go in the back of the net.
Yeah, I honestly do think Beto needs to play more. I don't think that he's going to start, which is a little bit gutting. So
I think he might have some surprises on Saturday.
I hope so. I really do. Dyche did say in the press conference, if any of the players showed something, that he'd play them in the next game. He said positions are up for grabs this game. Yep. And I do believe Beto getting on the score sheet when Calvert-Lewin hasn't scored for quite a few, even though it's Doncaster, will give Beto the confidence. So you can switch it up. I think Beto against Bournemouth will cause a lot of havoc. You know, Bournemouth will not like Beto. They won't.
No, not
It'll cause a lot of havoc.
Very much so. He will get us up the pitch when we're struggling. And even if, like, we have a habit of doing passes that are too long and then we give up on it, Beto will still chase him, even if they look like a lost cause, which you can't moan at because it just puts an element of doubt in a defender or goalkeeper's head all the time.
And a lot of players do get knockdowns off Beto and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you will get penalties. I'm telling you, the amount of players that pull Beto down and get tempted to go for the ball when they shouldn't, because it looks like they can outstrength Beto and then they can't. We will get penalties from him. If you remember the derby, we should have got a player sent off just through Beto being strong. And I'm telling you, Beto, I would give him a chance. We've got to try and coach him and get him to do the right things because he's got loads of good game, but he just needs a bit of game management to know when to do stuff and know how to use his strengths properly, I think. And I do think that he looked all right. I mean, Nick Carr said he ain't a fan of him, and he still gave him a 6. He worked hard. He missed 2 sitters, but he did score, yeah. So hopefully he can score those headers. We've seen it before. He can score those headers. He just probably needs confidence, doesn't he, Caswell?
Yeah, definitely. And for a striker, scoring goals brings that confidence. You feel brave at getting into positions because you think you're going to score when you start scoring.
Do you think Calvert-Lewin will still be here?
Nope.
No,
I don't think
that
Thelwell's going to miss out on the money. As much he's a businessman, Thelwell, isn't he? So if Calvert-Lewin hasn't signed a new contract by 30th of August, he's going to sell him for 25 to 35 mil, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I don't blame us. We struggle with the FFP. We paid nothing for Calvert-Lewin. It's all profit on the books, and it'd be stupid not to if he's not going to sign the contract. He hasn't signed the contract, so if he hasn't signed the contract, you have to try and get some money for him. You do. You can't make nothing on him because once his contract's up, he'll go for nothing. And we'll think to ourselves, you know what? For what he did this season, we could have just got rid of him, got the money for him, and we would have been a lot better off. So there was talks that we're in for a loan on Chelsea's. Is it Fofana or however you say him? I don't know. The striker from Chelsea on loan.
Yeah,
Fofana, yes. So that could be a player in. Fofana on loan for Calvert-Lewin going out, which I won't be against seeing a new face. We also do look like we're going to bring in another centre midfield. What do you think of that centre midfielder from Lyon? Are you happy with
that? Don't know him. I saw it on X earlier, and I just sent a message to the person that put it on, say, can you tell me if this will be a good signing or not?
Mangala. I watched him for Forest. I wasn't massively impressed with him. But then I do think to myself, we've got a loan in the Premier League and we've got a loan abroad, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to get a better loan abroad to help us in centre midfield than Mangala. And I didn't want us to not use that loan abroad, if you know where I'm coming from. Because you know what Everton are like. We need to use every single loan because we've got no money. So I do think Mangala coming in he might be all right, you know. He might be all right, and he might click with Irabunum. Imagine if Irabunum comes in and he smashes it, and then because he is a Belgium international. He did play with Onana, and he did get in the Belgium team quite a lot. So he's not that bad, is he? If he's in the first team of Belgium all the time, so I'll take him on loan.
I've not really seen him play, so I can't really tell you where he'd sit in the team and who he'd play along. But if he does come in,
I wouldn't buy him though. I wouldn't buy him. 40 million. 40 million to buy.
Depends how he plays.
I would not. Well, yeah, you never know, but I don't think we could afford that. I think they probably would send him back and then try and buy him cheaper. Well, 40 million is crazy.
The thing is, if we buy him after August the first next season, we will make that money up with the additional income from the ground because it's going to bring an extra, 75 to 100 million a year.
Yeah, it will turn it. They said 75, didn't they? So we will be bringing a lot more. The new grant's going to help us out massively. And plus it does look like this could mean that we are going to get the new owner because he obviously has links with Lyon, and then all of a sudden we're going to get a Lyon player on loan. So I think that has something to do with him as well. So maybe
I think the thing is, if he comes here and starts playing the way Eric Boonham started, because I was unsure about him. So
yeah, we don't know.
Don't matter who comes through the door. Let's give him a chance. And
if he does the business, new faces at Everton, get the new faces in and see something different. It's the same with a striker now. Let this centre midfielder come in and see if he's got it. Give him a chance. It's a loan, so see if he's got it. Let him compete with James Garner and Garner Gay. We definitely need another centre midfielder. If Calvert-Lewin goes, let another striker come in, a new face that we could a new striker could come in and just hit the ground running. And he could
I actually think we'll get rid of Mopay more than DCL if a striker is going to go.
Yeah, you could be right. He wasn't even on the bench today, so you could be right. It could mean that he's going to go, and that's the reason we're bringing the lone striker in from Chelsea. But I do think there was a lot of positives. We are finishing the show now. Thanks everyone for chucking the comments in. We do like you to get behind us. Make sure you've hit the like. Don't go off this without hitting the like. Make sure you've hit the like and try and hit the subscribe. We're on like 1,040 something. Let's hit 1,100 and go from there. Caswell.
Hello.
Right. I want, just dropping this now. We are finishing now. Just a bit of, we actually won a game. 3-0.
Made up.
I don't care if it's against Doncaster. Exactly. Me and Caswell don't care if it's against Doncaster because some of you said we wasn't going to win. And you'd soon be moaning if we lost, and you'd soon be moaning if we drew. So we got the job done. We got 3 goals at Goodison. It wasn't going to be pretty, but we got the job done. I seen us pass the ball a bit better. Yeah, we're ready for Bournemouth. We are ready for Bournemouth. You are the Caswell. You are the positive. You are positive. What's your last words on this? Then after this game,
to be honest, the whole game's positive, isn't it? We've won 3-0, got goals behind us. Everyone's got a smile on their face, and the fans have gone home happy. Let's take that into Goodison on Saturday. Bit of feel-good factor. Hopefully, it'll be a sunny day. I'll be there getting my bald head sunburnt and watch Everton score 3 more goals.
Oh, you can't. It's crazy because some Everton fans wanted so much more from that game, and they will still be really unhappy and say we were shit. But can you moan about a 3-0 win?
Nope.
Like seriously, can you win and moan? Can you say, "Oh bloody hell, we won 3-0"? Can you?
Definitely not.
No. If we don't beat Bournemouth, then you can start moaning. But I do believe that is a win that we've got to use now. Get happy, get behind the team against Bournemouth, and it might get us somewhere. Caswell nailed it. You said that last time we played Doncaster, we won, and it boosted us up, and then we went on a good run of games and started winning. So maybe that can do the same to us. That can get us going this season.
Game 1 of a running win of about 6.
Love it. Emma in the house as well.
Manager of the month for September. You heard it here first.
Well, at least we got the win. People. Yep. Love it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Rob and Bobby Jr. got the score prediction right, 3-0. I mean, Rob will be gutted he didn't listen to his lad there. You know what I mean? Bobby Jr. knows the score. Good shout out. That was from him. Dropping the banner now. Up the Toffees. Come on, I'm ready now. Bring on frigging Bournemouth.
Yes.
And Caswell's there. It's got to be a fresh start for you. We've got to win when you're there, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Can't wait to see it.
My look's got to change.
Even the cat's happy, look. Even the cat is happy. Loving it, look. Cat's like, yes, we did it. They finally won a game. Up the top is everyone.